What's good, everybody? It's your boy 313J Mo, and I know what you guys are saying watching this video, but I think it's the truth. I'm gonna say it right here, right now. If the Lions are, if we're a healthy team for the most part, that means at least 70% of the squad, basically the main players are healthy, we gonna win the division this year. Now, I've been fighting with this. I've been thinking about this. I've been researching like the other players on the other teams in our division, and it was just reported that Dalvin Cook he wants a contract, and if he don't get a contract, he gonna sit out. So he ain't going to training camp, none of that. So my point is, depending on how long this goes on, it doesn't really matter if he ends up on the Vikings or not. If he doesn't go to training camp and don't get in shape, we seen it happen with Zeke and Melvin Gordon and other guys, then he's not gonna be in tip-top shape anyway. But see, this what's happening with the Vikings. It's just a microcosm of everything. Look, so talking to most Lions fans, and I asked them, do they think we gonna win the division? It varies, but I'm gonna tell you every reason why we gonna win the division this year. If we healthy, we a healthy team. First off, we had the best offseason in the division. I mean, I don't know what goes on with other teams in other divisions, but how many times do a team have the best offseason in the division and don't go on to win the division, and they got the quarterback and the running backs and they got the talent? How many of the teams have a turnaround like that and they don't go on to surprise some people? So I think that's in the play. So we had, I would say, Minnesota draft was very good, but ours was better. And we had a better offseason. Minnesota was just replacing all the players that they lost. So let's start with the Packers. Well, the Packers have problems because of Aaron Rodgers being disgruntled in a Jordan Love situation. Now, people think the Jordan Love situation could motivate Rodgers to play better. Well, Rodgers didn't get no more weapons. All he got was Devin Funchess. Now, I'm not going to say Devin Funchess is bad or anything, but he's not going to take them to the next level. Their tight ends are questionable. You got the guy last year, I think Sternberg or whatever his name was. Their linebackers are questionable. A bunch of new guys. I mean, they drafted a guy from Cleveland, Christian Kingsley, I think his name is. And then they got some guys that they drafted that they willing to move up, but you lost Blake Martinez. They still got Rashawn Gary, Preston Smith, and Zadarius Smith. They're linebackers, but those guys are just pass rushers playing linebacker. They're not going to be dropping in coverage. I mean, they'll drop in coverage, but it's not going to be high-level production. So basically, we're looking at a Packers team that really didn't improve, and the locker room is going to be in question because the coach and the quarterback are going to be beefy. So, and that's what they looking like. Now let's move on to the Minnesota Vikings. As I just said, the Minnesota Vikings lost their whole defense. I mean, look, they had a good draft. Justin Jefferson, you had Jeff Gladney, Cameron Dantzler, DJ Wonnum, the guy that they got from Baylor. So they got Josh Metellus all the way in the 6th round, which I think was an underrated pick. But so they got some players. They got significant players that could come in there in day one and produce. But my thing is, you got to learn the defense. You got the thing going on with the pandemic, and you got to think about the fact that they not just gonna come in here and hit the ground running. It's not gonna work like that. It would work like that if they kept all those pass rushers. If they kept those D linemen, you kept Everson Griffith and Linval Joseph, then I would believe in those rookies more, because I would believe that their defensive line would be able to hold them up. Now, I still think Minnesota is going to have a very good defensive line, but it won't be as scary and dominant as it was before, and you just got to take that into account. And then when you add in the fact that you got Dalvin Cook possibly holding out and messing with the team that way, I'm telling you right now, man, without Dalvin Cook, we already know Kirk Cousins is nothing without a running game. The moment Dalvin Cook got shut down against the 49ers, they did nothing. So Dalvin Cook is the heart and soul of that entire team, him and the defense. And you just lost your defense, that was the heart and soul of the team, and your running back is now up in the air. Now, I know Alexander Madison, he's a very, very solid running back, but he ain't Dalvin Cook. He don't have that speed, and he's not a dual threat that's catching passes out the backfield. I would rather him play. I don't even care if he plays good, because Dalvin Cook is a dual threat. That's the thing. He'll give you 5 yards of carry, and then he's receiving too. And then he can hit his head on the goalpost. And you just gotta look at how their team was built. All they did was a bunch of replacement, and they have a lot of things to work on. I feel like Minnesota reached their ceiling last year. They reached Whatever they were going to be, they reached it. I mean, these guys have had like 4 years to get it together with this defense. First year with Teddy Bridgewater, they missed the field goal. Second year, Sam Bradford got hurt and we whooped on them. They went 8-8. Then Case Keenum took them to the NFC Championship game. Then they had Kirk Cousins, didn't do well. And now they had Kirk Cousins. They won one playoff game, but that was it. So they've had like 5 years for their window. To me, their window for like Super Bowls and things like that, it's just closing. And I don't think that's gonna change. I don't think they're gonna win the division either. I think that, they could be a team above 500, maybe 9-17, but I don't think they're going to win the division. They just don't have all the pieces. When you look at the Lions, they have all of the pieces, and I'm going to talk about the Lions last, but now we're going to move on to Shy Toilet, the Chicago Care Bears. Come on, man. They draft was horrible. They got 10 tight ends on the roster. You got Mr. Trubisky and Nick Foles. Offensive line is in question. Running game is in question. Defense is freaking good. It'll be a top 10 defense. Your coach is in question. It's just the Bears. The Bears just look like a bad team with a good defense, like the Jaguars or like the old Bills teams. Not the ones when they got Josh Allen. The ones a couple years back where they still were a top 10 in defense, but they couldn't score no points because they ain't had no QB. And I don't think that's gonna change. I don't think. And you just got Allen Robinson. Your cornerbacks besides Fuller, he's the only really good one. And Eddie Jackson is gonna be good back there, but you downgraded the safety, the other safety position. But the defense is gonna be solid. Yeah, they lost a few pieces, but they still have the main core. But the main problem is that I don't think they'll be able to score points on the NFC North teams. Like, that defense might shut down the NFC North teams, but that offense is not scoring no points on us. Like, not us, not Green Bay, not the Vikings. I just don't see that offense being explosive enough because you just put somebody on Allen Robinson and you load the box. What they gonna do? Beat you with Taylor Gabriel? No. The Bears are in shambles and they lost guidance. And, this is my last thing. It's about hunger, man. The Lions are hungry. We the underdogs. A lot of people are sleeping on us as usual. They always sleeping on us every year. We say they sleeping on us every year because they stay sleeping because we ain't did nothing. But this year, when you look at the roster and you compare it to the other teams in the division, and I want to break this down. A lot of the times when fans be like, oh, we going to win this year or that year, it depends on what you compare to your contemporaries because one of the years the Lions made the playoffs, Packers went like 15-1 and won the division. What you gonna do about that? You know what I'm saying? I think it was one of the years we made the playoffs, but it was one of Stafford early, first 5 or 6 years. I'm just saying, you have to be able to know what the other teams in your division are gonna do based on schedule. And when you're looking at it, the Bears, the Packers, the Vikings have a tougher schedule. Our schedule is easier. We had the best offseason, and then we added things for matchups. The tight end has been a problem, so we bring in Jamie Collins to handle the tight end, along with Deron Harmon and Tracy Walker, who can cover the tight ends. Our cornerbacks was messing up a little bit, so we bring in a better cornerback group with having True Font being better than any number 2 that we've ever had if he was the number 2. And if he's not the number 2, he's the number 1. And then if he's the number 1, then that means Jeff Okudah is better than any 2 we've had, along with still having Amani Oruwariye as well. You got to look at the defensive line and all of the injuries that we had. Trey Flowers is going to be 100% healthy. Deshaun Hand, 100% healthy. You added Julian Okwara for some pass rush. We still have Collins also to be pass rushing. And then you still have his brother. And we got Nick Williams. He's good at pass rushing. You got Danny Shelton. You went out there and made some subtle moves. But then you went on offense. We ain't been running the ball like we want. We ain't putting fear in teams. The team in our division not respecting our run game. Then you go out and you get DeAndre Swift and Jason Huntley. And now it's about to be a freaking problem. I have never been more confident in my entire life that if the running backs are healthy, it's a wrap. You gave Kerryon another running back just as good as him? So what? So it's about to be crazy. We got 2 top tier running backs on the team, and then you still got TJ Hawkinson second year, Darrell Bevel second year of the offense, and then you have Kenny Golladay and Marvin Jones. It's about to be an absolute problem. You're talking about a team that's gonna be a top 7 offense, and we just gotta work on being a top 10 defense. The only problem is the trenches. The O-line and D-line, y'all have to stop the run on the D-line, and you have to get the pass rush. You want to win in this division. O-line, you got to protect Stafford, and you got to create holes. So they got to do the opposite thing. The O-line need to create holes and protect. The D-line need to attack and shut down every run gap. But it's third year of Patricia, third year of his defensive system. It's just a lot of things that's going in line. And this is my one thing. The Lions can always have a good offseason or do well in the draft or whatever, but when the teams in our divisions are falling into shambles all across the board, they just like declining, and it's like we staying the same but still steadily moving up. And I've been fighting with this for a while, but I think if this team healthy, for the most part, we're winning the division for sure, because I think DeAndre Swift and Kerryon Johnson is about to be a terror to the league. Because when you have them doing what they do, while Kenny Galladay is doing what he's doing and TJ Hockenson is doing what he's doing, you just gonna be in, and then you got freaking Matthew Stafford. Like, you gonna be in fear. We gonna run the ball down the Bears' throat in that first game. Green Bay gonna be cocky. We gonna travel to Lambeau, run the ball down their freaking throat, shock it, go right back to the Saints and run the ball down their freaking throat. And that's how we gonna do that. We gonna establish that run early, and we gonna establish that defense early. It's just about health. That's the only thing that can keep me from believing that the Lions can't win this division. It's simply health. You got the team for the matchup purposes. We have better matchups against our opponents than we've had, and it's just about going out there and proving it on the field. I think the Lions can do very good. Just shore up those trenches. But let me know if you think the Lions will win the division or not. Some of you guys, you got to see it to believe it. So I know you're not going to believe that. But I'm just seeing all of these teams around us just falling apart. Like, this Dalvin Cook thing is a huge deal. He's the best player on their team. They just lost Stephon Diggs. Like, I don't care how good Justin Jefferson is. I mean, he could be a great year one. But he'll never be Stephon Diggs. At least not. He put it like this. Even if he has a breakout season, he still wouldn't be as good as Stephon Diggs would have been, in my opinion, versus these new guys. But let me know what you think. The more I watch these teams in our division fall apart, and we done got rid of all that noise, everybody in the Lions organization is on one accord, tuning to one drum right now. Focus. We got a lot to prove. Stafford got a lot to prove about Quinn. Got a lot to prove. Okuda, Swift, Matt Patricia, and Kenny Galladay ain't been paid yet. Jared Davis. I just feel like this is the year where that hunger and that defense and that continuity and that will to win, along with our enemies falling down the peg, is what's gonna propel us to win that division. If we stay healthy, y'all. Health is it's all on health now. Because we got it, man. We got it. But let me know what you guys think, man. I know some people going to disagree. But we going to see what happens if this is a healthy Lions team. Because we about to be a problem. I'm telling y'all, Kerryon and Swift is going to be a nightmare for the league. It's your boy 313J Mo. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, man. Go Lions.